From warm to cold, a journey of change. Hi, my name is Lina, and I come from a warm country where the sun shines brightly all year round, and the weather is always warm. Life in my country was simple and comfortable. I knew nothing about the cold world beyond my home. But everything changed when I got a job offer in a cold country. It was an opportunity I couldn't miss, but little did I know that I would face so many changes and challenges as I adjusted to this new life. The shock of cold weather. The first thing that hit me when I arrived in the cold country was the weather. It was nothing like the warmth I was used to. The cold wind would bite at my skin, and the air felt heavy and crisp. I was freezing. In my country, we rarely wore anything heavier than a light sweater, so the idea of layers and coats was something completely new to me. When I first stepped outside, I realized how cold it could get. I had to buy all new clothes, thick jackets, woolen scarves, gloves, and boots. It was funny at first because I had no idea how to wear so many layers without looking like I was carrying a mountain on my back. But over time, I got used to it. Now, I couldn't imagine stepping outside without my winter gear. Learning to survive the cold. The cold wasn't just a change in the clothes I wore. It changed everything about how I lived. I had to learn how to keep warm in every part of my home. Back in my country, we never really needed heaters, but here, heating is essential. People use them everywhere. In their houses, offices, and even cars. I remember feeling confused at first when I saw people turning on heaters in every room. But soon, I learned the importance of keeping the home warm during those long, cold winters. Even the way people drive changes. In my home country, driving is usually fine, even in the rain. But here, snow and ice make driving dangerous. The first time I had to drive in the snow, I was scared. I wasn't used to the slippery roads, and the snow covered everything, making it hard to see clearly. But with time, I grew more confident and learned how to drive safely in the snow. The food is different, too. Food is another huge difference. Back home, we have fresh fruits and vegetables all year round, thanks to the warm weather. But here, the fruits I love are only available for a short time in the summer, and the food culture is completely different. People here tend to eat heavier, heartier meals to stay warm during the long winters. I was introduced to stews, soups, and dishes made with potatoes, meats, and warm bread. At first, I missed my light, fresh salads and tropical fruits, but slowly I began to enjoy the new flavors. I even tried a dish called stewed beef that warmed me from the inside out on cold evenings. I also got used to drinking hot beverages. Back home, I drank cold water and juice all the time, but here, it's common to drink tea or hot chocolate, especially when it's snowing outside. It wasn't long before I started having tea at least twice a day, one in the morning to wake up and another in the evening to relax. Meeting new people. The people in this cold country are different too. At first, I found them a little distant. In my country, people are always friendly and open, ready to greet everyone with a smile and a warm conversation. But here, people tend to keep to themselves, especially in public places. At first, I thought they were unfriendly, but I learned that it's just part of their culture. People value their personal space and aren't as open to casual conversations with strangers. But over time, I started meeting people. I met a few colleagues at work who helped me adjust. They were kind, even if a little reserved. I also joined a local community group where people shared their experiences of adjusting to life in the cold country. Slowly, I learned that beneath the quiet exterior, the people here are just as friendly as back home once you get to know them. They may not show it immediately, but once you become friends, they're loyal and warm-hearted. Homesickness and new experiences. The hardest part was the homesickness. I missed my family, the warmth of my country, and the familiar sounds of the streets. Sometimes, I would talk to my family on the phone, and it would make me long to be back home. I missed the sounds of the tropical birds, the warm beaches, and the colorful markets. But even with all the changes and challenges, I realized that this was an opportunity for growth. I was learning so much about myself and the world around me. Every day was a new experience. I became more independent, stronger, and open to new things. I realized that the cold wasn't just something I had to survive. It was something that helped me grow. Adapting to a new life. With time, I started feeling more at home in the cold country. I learned the local customs, made new friends, and even found joy in things I once didn't like. I started to appreciate the beauty of the snow-covered streets, the quiet of the winter mornings, and the calmness of the local parks during the cold months. The biggest lesson I've learned is that change can be tough, but it brings new opportunities and experiences. I may have come from a warm country, but I've learned that I can handle the cold, and that it's okay to be a little out of my comfort zone. This is my story. Have you ever had to adjust to a completely new environment? How did you handle it?